Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Samia, your host, and today we're talking about ink washes, especially when you are making a comic. Now, first off, I would like to say yes, it's true. My master's degree is going to be an MFA in comics, and I am so excited about this. I'm excited for multiple reasons. The main reason is that I'm learning to be a comic artist, and that is a real thing. The second reason is that everyone in my past schooling experience thought that comics weren't real art, and manga isn't real art, and anime isn't real art, and video games aren't real art. And this is proof that they are all relevant and they are all real, and I go to a school, especially a program, that believes that. So now that you've seen my adorable cat, who is always on your foot, here we are in the first part of this process video, where you can see me wetting the background of that largest open panel. And then I dab at the edges because the water was not perfectly clear and I didn't want to have gray hard edges. But I wanted the surface wet so that by the time I put the purple down, it would expand into the page, and it would do that loosely and without any hard edges on the edge. So then I dabbed off my brush, I put a little water on it, I took care of those hard edges, and with a wet paper towel, I went around those edges, and that's why you see that sort of soft finish as you get towards the edge of the page. Oh my god, how many times can you say edge? Sorry, I really shouldn't use the same word over and over. I'm gonna try not to do that. Anyway, I made a light gray wash by adding a few drops of my black ink to some water in a little well that's off screen. And that's the gray wash you see me using on all of the bodies for all the shading in this video. I put down the gray wash towards the edge of the shape, because that's where I imagine the shadow would be darkest. And then I wipe off the ink and dip the brush in a little bit of water, and then while that gray wash is still wet on the page, I sort of smooth it out into the page so that it creates a little bit of a gradient and it kind of wraps around the shape, especially the body parts, because on body parts there's not generally very harsh shadows unless it's right under like a hard bone or there's really harsh lighting in the scenario. So I really wanted all the shading to have a very soft look, and I wanted to make sure that would happen, especially around the feet and the eyes. And because this page in particular was very focused on the main character and sort of their state of being, and I wanted it to just be soft to help emphasize that. I put a little nail polish on her toes, that was really fun. So I repeat this process more or less in the rest of the pages. I finish off this and then I've done this on all 8 pages. This is a mini comic where I worked on the thumbnails for it over the summer in my program, and it was inspired by a song, but it has its own themes, its own stories. It's not really directly referencing the song at all at this point. And it's just very much about trying to find a place where your mind quiets down and the difficulty of everything that attacks us in our daily life. Not literally attacks us, but like mentally attacks us. All the noises, all the busy life things going on, all the people that demand your attention on a daily basis. It can be overwhelming, and for some people it can be more overwhelming than others realize, especially if you have anxiety or depression or any sort of mental issue that kind of exaggerates other things happening to you. So this character is, on this page in particular, home after a long day. She's gone through her crappy job, she's gone through her crappy commute, and even though it's quiet, she can't quiet her own thoughts. So she needs to go somewhere else where she can quiet her thoughts and figure out if she can ever really kind of open up and let those thoughts loose. This mini comic is going to be eventually available physically and digitally. I'm going to start a Patreon soon, where for a small subscription, all of the comics I'll be making for the next year will be available in digital form, even if they're not published in physical form for a little while. If that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know. I would really appreciate knowing if anyone wants that in particular. I'm probably just going to put it up for the 3 or 4 friends that have expressed interest and see how it goes. So on this page, I'm using my darker gray wash. I actually made 2. I made a light one to use mainly for body parts, and then a darker gray wash so that I could have something besides the black. I didn't really want to have many harsh blacks in the entire comic other than the main character's hair. So that's pretty much the standard I went with. And what's interesting when you're coloring a comic is that because you're going from panel to panel and some of the characters are staying the same and you're supposedly in the same world, I mean obviously when you're changing worlds everything's up for grabs, but when you're staying in the same reality that you have set up, you sort of want to establish certain design rules. And by design rules I mean deciding the lighting in different scenarios, deciding where the shadows are falling, and deciding the range of value. And range of value means lightness to darkness and vice versa, right? If you have any questions about this, again, please leave it in the comments below. I will answer anything and everything. So the design rules I established are that the purple appears when the main character is trying to center herself and when she goes to a space that she believes allows her to center herself better. And it's a really short and sweet story. I hope you are all interested in reading it whenever it's available. So thanks for watching this video. Please comment with any questions. Please like and subscribe if you did like this video and want to see more. I am trying to upload weekly at this point, so there'll be a lot of new content coming at you. So in the meantime, have a great day, keep drawing, keep creating, and I hope you have a wonderful week.